Okay, for question 3, we have cross product of two vectors. First thing is that cross product is uh, only uh, on vectors in R3, works on vectors on 3, is defined on R3, defined for vectors in R3. And the way it works is this. So you have two vectors. You want to find the cross product of these two. So cross product of two vector is another vector with three components. And the way I will give you the solution here is that the way we will use it later in the determinants. So you put the first vector in the first row, second vector in the second row. So now I'm looking for the first component. Cover the first column here. And then what you have is a 2 by 2 matrix. Find the determinant of the remaining part. That is the first component. The second component, you cover the second column. The remaining vectors, the components are u1, u3, v1, v3. Find the determinant of that one. And this is important. The definition of cross products works this way, that you have to multiply the second one by a negative sign. And then we go ahead and do the same thing for the third column. And this was, oops. And you will get a determinant of u1, u2, v1, v2. What is determinant? Well, if you have a 2 by 2 matrix, so let me just write it in red here, 2 by 2 A, B, C, D. By determinant of that, we mean that multiply A to D, main diagonal entries minus off diagonal entries. So this means that you have U2 V3 minus U3 V2, minus U1 V3 minus U3 V1, and the third one is U1 V2 minus U2 V1. Sometimes I hear that students saying that, oh, the formula I know there, it has no negative sign. Well, you can multiply that negative sign inside, and you will get minus U1 minus U1 V3, and then this negative to that negative, it will give you positive U3 V1. And then U1 V2 minus U2 V1. All these formula, any of these you use will work, or any other formula you know. The reason I start with this one is that we will use this formula later when we study the determinant. So let's now do this U cross B for our case. So 2, 3, negative 2 cross 1, negative 1, negative 1. So I write 2, 3, negative 2, 1, negative 1, negative 1. Okay. The first one is determinant of, you cover the first column. This is 3, negative 2, negative 1, negative 1. That will give you the first component. The second component, you cover the second column. You multiply the determinant by a negative sign. You get 2, negative 2, 1, and negative 1. And the last one is determinant of, I cover the third column, and this will be 2, 3, 1, negative. This way, we have 3 times negative 1 minus negative 2 times negative 1. minus 2 times negative 1 minus negative 2 times 1, and 2 times negative 1 minus 3 times 1. This will give me, you see, this is negative 3 minus 2, that will be negative 5. This is negative 2 minus negative 2. This is 0, so negative 0 is 0. And here I have negative 2 minus 3. This will give me negative. And that is the number or the vector we were looking for. C is the answer.